Hey Toya. Hey Kim, Keisha. Just making sure it's posted. I think it is. Hey guys. happy Wednesday. I didn't have like anything scheduled to talk about, but I said let me just go and host Posh Late Night Biz since my original plans did not kind of happen. So I said, let me go ahead and talk to my ladies and my gents, right? I missed you guys. So let me go ahead and talk to them. So I just kind of did a pop-up post in the group, like ask you guys what some questions y'all have. Yeah, they were right random, but so I didn't say, gotta be a specific topic, but they were good questions. So I think I could deliver some stuff for those questions. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Mary, Sylvia, Sweetie Cakes. All right. So, guys, I want you guys to tell me, one, if any of you guys are new, tell me that you are new to this broadcast and where you're coming from. Did you see the post in the group? Like, did you just see the notification? Like, why are you here? Like, let me know why you here. And where you tuning in from? Like, where are you from? Again, like I said, this was like, some of you guys know I kind of go live on Wednesday nights at 8:00, but this was very, very, very random. Right. So we got, thanks Toya, we got a lot of like good little questions to kind of go into a conversation. So if you guys hear me saying something, and if you got some tidbits, or if you have some information from some of these questions that I'm gonna share with you guys, share them, right? Share the information you have. Like, it's certain things that I've done and certain ways I've done them, but that doesn't mean that's the only way to get it done. So if you have some input, some insight, please share it with the ladies that's on this live stream. And if you think you're going to get value from this live stream, guys, you already know what I'm going to ask you to do. Hit that like button, right? While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, right? And if you want to take it a step further, go ahead and renew your membership to the YouTube membership, or join the YouTube membership. If you see these green names that's lit up with these symbols, they are ladies, amazing ladies that are in my YouTube membership. And that's why their names are highlighted in green. So the YouTube membership is pretty much now we're hosting like live classes. I don't know. Lately, a lot of you guys have been asking about live virtual classes, and I don't know yet. Definitely won't be this year. If we do like kind of host one, it won't be this year, but I'm considering it because a lot of you guys are asking for it, especially now that we are not touring anymore. Like, we will not be going to other like other states to do the masterclass. So I don't know. Y'all get the information as we kind of roll it out. Oh, that's Shoshana. Hey, lady. Oh, you got the notification. Okay, Sylvia is new from Fairfield, Texas. I'm glad give me one thing you learned, Sylvia. One thing you learned. Y'all been like posting y'all stuff in the group, and I'm like, wow, they have really been watching and learning, because I could just tell. And I know y'all haven't been in my actual class, but I'm loving what I'm seeing in the group. I'm loving that you guys are paying more attention to detail. Like Alicia was saying the other day, she paid a lot of attention to detail to her backdrops, and it cost her to spend a little more time with them. But it's a good thing, because you can always increase your speed. But the main thing is really having your work look like you actually care, and you want it to look like you took your time, right? You want it to look like it took a long time, even when it begins to not take a long time. Hey, Nancy. Your punishment. Why you punish, Keisha? So, Sylvia, I believe someone did ask about pricing. Pricing is a little more detailed. I'll give you like some great quick tips, something that kind of help you. But realistically, with pricing, since draping is a service, until you actually understand the methods of pricing, how to price it, it's not something like, oh, if it's an 8x10, charging $500. It's just not that simple because it's so many different details involved with that. Deirdre, better late than never. Hey, better late than never. I see there's a couple of you guys here, and I see only 2 likes. The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. I'm sitting here, great, give y'all some nuggets too. I'm going to drop some nuggets that y'all can pick up and utilize as quick as soon as you get off this live. I hit that like button, that thumb. It looked like a thumb. It's blue. Thank you. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. So without further ado, let's kind of get into these questions. Again, if you are new on my YouTube channel, or if you're new over here in Facebook land or wherever you are, I am Precious Stevens. They call me the Draping Queen. Why? Because I make your draping look good, and I teach it in a much fun and simplistic way where you just get it, right? You just get it. And then all the things happen. So if you don't know, like, definitely get in my group. If you're looking for my YouTube channel, if you're looking for the group, if you're looking for court, whatever it is you're looking for, if you're looking for equipment, hit this one link right there, right? It takes you to everything. Take you to everything in the draping world that we at the Posh Academy provide. So that one link will get you there. Oh, you say I did a clip on it. Oh, and it has helped you. Awesome. So yeah, that's like the gist of it. Like, if you kind of understand like the simple basic ways to kind of get your pricing under wraps, the rest of it is like, it's up to you, right? It's your actual service. So what you charge for your service doesn't necessarily mean everyone else charges the same exact thing. A lot of things go into a factor when you come to pricing a service. So without further, if any of you guys got questions, like I said, if you got questions, just kind of drop it here in the comments. If you have any feedback for the questions you hear me asking, meaning they asked in my group, just provide some feedback. I wonder if I could do a screen share. I don't know. Let me try it. Hold on, y'all. I think I can. It's weird because it's a screen over here. Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, I did it the other day. That's right. Okay, so let's go over here and the group, y'all. Let's go with the group. Okay, maybe let's share that one. I love technology. Oh my god. Okay, so I got it. So let's pull up some of these comments, guys. I'm glad you guys kind of participated, because if y'all already put the questions in there, guess what? I wouldn't have had nothing to talk about. Quite naturally, I probably wouldn't even be here tonight. Because if I don't have something to say that I think is going to help somebody, I'm not going to come on. All right, so let's start with D. Y'all probably can't even see it. Y'all can't see it, so I'm going to take it off. I don't know. Can y'all see it? Y'all got to tell me. Thank you, Tandalin. Tell me in the comments if it's something specific you want to see, because we're getting back into the draping videos. But guys, it's really not that much you can record about draping. It's really not. So y'all gotta give me some ideas. If y'all want to see if y'all want me to go back to my weekly routine of actual videos and not just reels, y'all gotta tell me in the comments like what to record. That way I'm not wasting my time recording stuff y'all don't want. All right. Question number 1 is Miss D. Jean. She said, I know you already discussed ways to elevate your business, but I would like to hear more on that topic if possible. And I'm like, yes, honey, I can say more about that. You want to know why? Because there's so many ways to elevate your business, right? It's so many ways to elevate your business. At the end of the day, when you talk about your business as a whole, it's so many different moving parts, right? So I would start with the area that I am the weakest, right? So if you're you got to realize what the goal is. If you're saying elevate your business, what do that mean? Are you looking for more clients? Are you looking for better clients? Are you looking for more money? Are you looking for people to know who you are? What does that mean? So when most people say, and y'all tell me what y'all think that means, because a lot of people say that, and you got to take it a little step further, baby. What you mean? Because I could say elevate my business, which would be getting brand endorsements, right? I could say elevate my business to growing my YouTube to 25,000 more people. It got to be very, very specific so that I can give you some kind of tips on how to tackle that thing. So in general, when you're talking about elevating your business, for me, the 3 areas that has worked for me, and when I paid close attention to it, was one, my skill set. I'm always looking to learn, to enhance, to whatever. I'm always looking to be better than what I am today. And that's me speaking, me writing, me communicating, me designing, whatever that is. And the only way I'm going to do that is either one, I can go the long road, which means practice, practice, practice. I ain't really got a lot of time to do that. Or I can just go find the best that's at whatever it is I'm trying to enhance and hire them to teach me. I like that. I like number two better. Hire them to teach me, right? When you're talking about elevating your business and maybe you want better quality clients, right? We're going to kind of stop saying cheap clients because everybody deserves to celebrate. Just because someone doesn't have a $15,000 budget for a party, I don't want to keep saying that word. I really don't, because they matter. Just if they only have $2,000 for a party, they still matter. They still want to celebrate. They just may not be your client, right? So if you're talking about better quality clients, you got to have the thing that they want. What are they looking for? Why are they, when they're looking or shopping, what are they looking for? So for me, let's just say if it's draping, I know they're looking for elegant draping. I know if I'm showing up basic on the street, they're going to pass me and they're going to go to, whoever it is that's designing premium draping. So you, again, get to that skill set, learn the thing that whatever it is that you're lacking or your weakest point, really strengthen that. Another way is a really good way, and it's like a little cheat too. And really finding out what area where you're going to just kind of own it is look at your competitors, right? A lot of people scared of this word competitors. I don't know why, because they out there. all that crap about you, your biggest competitor. I get it. But at the end of the day, I want some competitors. I want people that's doing what I do because they're going to keep me sharp. They're going to keep me on my toes, right? I don't want to be like, I'm over here all by myself. I got it. Because you get lazy. You get lazy. And if ain't nobody doing what you doing, then don't nobody want it, right? Because even if it's something, even if you trailblazing something, right? People going to jump on the bandwagon and going to copy, period. And then boom, there go your competitors, right? So you got to look at areas that they are lacking, right? That's really easy. If they already have a market or whatever the case may be, but it's something specific that they don't do great, you better learn it. That is the easiest way to just have people get eyeballs on your business, right? Like you both are on the block, but she's missing. She got the salt, pepper, ketchup, but she don't got the hot sauce. You got the salt, pepper, ketchup, and the hot sauce, baby. So they gonna come to you. So it's like you just really got to be clear on what do you mean by elevate your business? Because it's just so many different facets in the business as itself. And there's no way you're going to be able to tackle everything at the same time. So you got to prioritize, right? What is the one thing that's tied to your money? Whatever is tied to your money, that need to be whatever you're working on first, right? If it's your branding, meaning your branding suck, go get somebody to clean that thing up and make it real attractive so it can attract the right people, right? If it's your messaging, if it's all off, go back to the baseline and strengthen your message so that you are actually saying the things that's relative to your potential clientele, right? I know sometimes I say things only because y'all say it. Like you won't hear me now unless I'm saying things relatable, like I'm trying to attract you to me, like the new guys. You won't hear me saying curtains. It's funny because even you guys be jumping on people that say curtains. But they say it, right? That's a common thing they say. So if you hear me saying it, it's clearly because I am connecting with my audience. But me as an influencer is not only, I'm going to use those terms to hook you, but now, baby, I got to teach you the right words. Like, we don't say that. We say drapes or drapery, right? Not curtains, but so many people say it. So I totally get it. Okay, so I hope that made sense. Any questions, guys? Any of you guys got questions about elevating your business? Or what did you do? Drop some tips. This is not, I told y'all gonna help me with this broadcast. I ain't playing. Drop some tips. And how did you elevate your business? How did you take it to that next level? I don't mean a grandiose level. Like, oh my God, I invested $500,000. Like, no, we want people to hear things and to be able to take small tidbits and put action right behind it. So if that's something like, hey, I hired a social media manager. Now my social media is consistent. Hey, I got a new logo, right? And now I'm attracting the right clients. Or, hey, I put $200 more on my pricing, and now I'm making more money. Whatever that is, put it in the comments. I want to know. I told y'all mine. Now you gotta tell me yours. So I hope that answered your question, Miss D. Jean. So then we have Karen, who asks about automation and websites. I mean, at the end of the day, anything that's happening with, like, if I'm doing a class and like actually setting it up, that clearly is in the program. So if that's a training that you're looking to benefit from, you got to be inside the program. But as far as just automations and websites, you should have both, right? It's funny because I was listening to a broadcast this morning, and they was talking about websites, right? It was like a real beginner's course. It's this thing where it's like a platform where speakers speak and give tips and all that good stuff. So one of the things was the young lady was talking about websites, and I mean, she was head on. It's the same thing I've been talking about forever, right? Website. Well, some businesses do generate their revenue through the website, so I get it. But like my website for Learn Premium Draping, clearly that's a money machine. That's a cash cow because that's an e-commerce site. That is not where I get money from draping, right? So you got to realize, one, what would be the purpose of your website? No, it wasn't. I know what she was talking about. Business credit. And the importance of a website when you want your business to be legitimate business. These are things that, like lenders or whatever it is look for. But at the end of the day, that is still tacky to this day. I don't care what nobody say. Don't come in these comments. I'm going to tell you, you don't have a website. It's very inexpensive. We're not talking about having some developer build you a $5,000 website. We are talking about your social home, your cyber home. Like, this is where I live. Pull up. If I go and try and research you and I can't find nothing but an Instagram page and a Facebook page, where the business? Not saying you can't conduct business on these sites, but if you want your business to be positioned as a business and people to take it serious, you need to take it serious. Like, if you're not willing to yet even invest in a website, guys, get the domain $7. Get a Wix website. I don't care. But I want to be able to Google you and know it's a legitimate business. And that's one of the biggest indicators. And not saying it's not a legitimate business, but it shows how you think of your business. So if you don't think of your business as a legitimate business, how will I? How will I? So yes, I definitely think websites is major. Now, I'm not saying, like I said, it don't have to be this $5,000 developed website, but it's your cyber home. It's like, this is where we live. Pull up. Yeah, this is a real business. We got open hours. We got closing hours. Yes. So you can reach out and touch us. I can't tell you how many people, I even had somebody call me the other day, like just off of Google, right? And I don't promote on Google, but when people go looking for you, the guy was outside my door. I'm like, baby, that office is shut down. That is important. Like, if you want people to find you, how they gonna find you if you just keep on hiding behind social media? When these social media sites crash, what you gonna do? You're gonna be in, I hear so many people who's like, oh my God, I just got out of Facebook jail. I get it. But if Facebook put me behind bars for 30 days, whatever it is, guess what? I can still reach out and talk to my people. Why? Because I have a whole email list, right? I have an extensive email list, right? So whatever happens in this cyber world, I can still communicate, reach out, and touch my people. Let them know what's happening. Hey, I'm dropping this sale for the next 2 hours. You better get it because it's about to end. Right? I can't really do that over on social media. I can, but guess what? They are going to have control over who see my posts, right? If my post ain't popping and getting a lot of traction, it's a lot of people not going to see it. And then it's going to be crickets in my little Stripe account. Like, it ain't going to be no ching, 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 ching. So definitely have yourself a website. I'm trying to tell you, yes, you need it. The other thing, automation, guys. Then we kind of just rolled through this briefly, like the other day, kind of. But yes, automation, talent train. I got a CRM and change my mindset. I'm trying to tell you, baby, when you make boss decisions and you make boss moves and you start acting like a boss, guess what? People start treating you like a boss. It's just that simple, right? The math is mathing. Alicia say hi, Precious. Oh my God. So definitely automation is key. I love the fact that if someone is looking to work with me or if they looking to hire me to do anything. It's like once I get on the phone, I know they done went through an entire automated process. By the time, if they still are interested in getting on this phone, they are 9 times out of 10, I'm getting hired because they done went through the entire process. And by the time they come to me, they didn't answer questions. They did this, they did that, they did this. And I know that this is a call that's not going to waste my time, right? It's not going to waste my time. So that part is important because if I was there having a manly answer the phone, hey, this is Precious. Okay, yes, I'm available. Let me see. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me see. Okay, I'm available. Yeah. Now, what date you got? Okay, what is it you need? I ain't got time to do all that. Now, just imagine if I had 10 calls in one day. And Tuesdays is my most busiest day because I'm spending most of my time. I'm in meetings on Tuesdays almost all day. Reason being because people are signing up on my calendar. But I'm not doing the process. The whole automation is automated, right? So by the time Tuesday rolls around, I know I didn't collect it and I'm about to connect. It's collect and connect on Tuesday. That's so yes, automation is key, but you don't have to be like you don't have to be overwhelmed with it, right? Because it does involve systems, but so many of these systems are like great for base, like entry level. It's super, super, super easy now to be able to get into a CRM and learn it, especially the all-in-ones. Like a lot of my ladies do the HoneyBook, right? Oh, yep. HoneyBook. So a lot of people use HoneyBook, but Alicia got HoneyBook too. Trina she introduced us to something all new, guys, over in the membership. She has something called Tave, something. I don't know. But it is a CRM and it works extremely well for her, right? So the whole point is it's different CRMs that you could use. You can start off with some free tools just so you can start learning how to use it. Now, like when I'm training, we normally use were using back then 17 hats. Now a lot of my people use HoneyBook and they come with these like trial periods. But one thing I would highly recommend, don't go get that trial period unless you know you're going to spend time in the trial period figuring it out. Because a lot of people get it. They let the trial period in and now they frustrated because now they got to pay for it because they ain't cancel it and they still don't know it. Like that's the whole purpose of the trial period. Get in there, see if you like it, see if it's too techy, see if you could, maneuver around with it. And then if you don't like it, cancel it so you're not charged. That's the whole point of that, right? Landis, where you been at? So yes, I know this TK Designs. I do, but you gotta tell me your name. But I told y'all I get so used to you guys' business names, I be forgetting your real name. So yeah, HoneyBook is a good one. 17 Hats is one I used to use. A lot of people use Dubsado. Dubsado is real. It has a learning curve too. But again, they have these free trials, but I definitely would not say get the free trial until all right, I'm gonna dedicate at least an hour to this every day. So then I could know how to utilize it, right? Or something like that. And if you're ready to just be like, you want to know what, I ain't got time, just hire yourself a VA, set it up for you. They have people that do that. They will go in your CRM, they will set it up, put all your contracts in there, they'll set it up. That way, by the time your workflows, they'll do the whole nine. That by the time you're ready to rock and roll, boom, it's already, everything is already in there. So that's another option too. Oh, it's Keisha. Okay, I got it. Miss Rosie. I don't know about that one, Miss Rosie. I don't have a bling brochure. I don't have that. Do I? No. No, I don't. Keisha said, what did she do? She started doing mock-ups. I saw them. I saw your mock-ups, boo. I really love that last one. And it was simple, but it just, I don't know. It was so pretty. Wherever you put them colors, like it was, I liked it. I really, really liked it. You post on social media, you start going downtown, fake shopping to start up conversations. What are you saying in these conversations, Keisha? All right, so let's go to Demetrius. So Demetrius said, I'm interested in purchasing pipe and drape, but don't know how don't know where to start, what size stands are best for full room transformations? So, good question. Main thing is full room transformations, it depends on the ceiling height. Like, guys, the whole thing with the actual backdrop kits and the reason why they're named the way they're named is because that was how I recommended the use of them to be. So the Posh Basic Kit is, and it's the one that only it goes to 10 feet. That is perfect for like people that is new, right? Getting in new, or people that do kids parties. They know that that's their thing. They know that they mainly do like sweetheart treat tables and maybe a backdrop for flower walls and stuff like that. Like, they hardly ever would need to go beyond 10 feet. That's the perfect starter backdrop kit, right? Then the Posh Premium is for those that's, looking to do the taller backdrops, because that goes to 14 feet. And it has heavier bases because quite naturally you're going to use more fabric, or at least you should be. That's my biggest recommendation, is put some more fabric on them naked poles. That's the premium kit, right? Is all of them are heavy duty, but it goes higher, has bigger bases because it can carry and handle more weight. Now, the Posh Platinum Kit, too many people don't get that. Now, even though what the question was about perimeter draping, a lot of people that does perimeter draping get those. The reason being because they're draping rooms that, especially here in Atlanta, they're draping rooms that has high ceilings. Or in here, it's like a lot of industrial looking stuff, and they be wanting to hide the beams and stuff that's, they want to hide it. So a lot of those guys do get the 7 to 17s or the 8 to 20s, right? Because they're doing perimeter draping, but they know their market want high draping. So even though with perimeter draping, if you know you're only just covering the posts, like the VFWs and things like that, then you won't need to go that high. The actual cost, the only difference will be the height, because the dimensions will be the same. If the room is, let's just say 20 by 20, but the ceilings are only 10 feet, you're still going to price for 10 feet, right? But it's still going to be 20 by 20. Now, if the ceilings are high, let's just say 15, 16 feet, then of course it would be more money, but it's still 20 by 20. So normally, how I tell people or suggest, even if perimeter draping is your thing, I still say get higher, because it's going to give you more freedom, if that makes sense. Because if you have to drape lower, you still can. You just got to tuck your fabric. But if you get the bigger contract, you have the ability to drape higher, charge a lot more. You're still doing the same amount of work. So I'm always going to go after the gusto, right? I'm always going to go after premium. So if I got to sit here and put 40 and 30 drapes on the backdrop, baby, I ain't doing that at 10 feet. I'm sorry. I don't care if that's all your budget got. I can't do it because it's a lot of work, and I need to be paid premiumly to do that much work. So it just really depends on your market, what you normally drape at, or what you're looking to do, right? You could be asking the question because this is something you want to get into. So just think about, like, if you're going to be doing gyms, or if you're going to be doing industrial spots, if you're going to be doing restaurants, right? Like a lot of those places. I had inquiry about a restaurant maybe like a week or so ago, and their ceilings was so high, guys. It was like 2-story, right? And they wanted to keep it at regular, like eye level, but I knew that big space would eat my drapes up. So I was like, I can't do it. I just don't want my name associated to it, because it's like you're gonna walk in that big space and it's gonna be like, what is that? So I'm like, nah, it's just not. I didn't entertain it. But just keep that in mind. Like, the main thing is the height. And the only other kit is the Posh Mobile Kit. Now, the mobile kit, a lot of people got that and fell in love with it because it's mobile, right? It's like it's about 4 feet, right? And it still go to 10 feet. So that is really, really, really convenient for people that are maybe a little shorter and they don't want to use the stools and the chairs and the crates and all that good stuff. And people that it's easy to transport, right? You can just move it around it's real easy to carry around. So they are the 3 kits, and I hope that answered your question. Another thing to consider, though, I definitely would suggest you get adjustable. But if people are only doing, like a lot of people only was doing garages during that time period, right? And they were really able to get away with the old school, the fixed units, right? They're not adjustable. They only go to 8 feet. Some of them go to 10 feet, right? I wouldn't suggest getting them because you kind of like stuck. It's not really flexibility unless you got to add attachments and you got to do all the things, and there's a lot. But that still is an option, right? So just got to decide what it is that you're looking for. So if you guys got some value out of anything I said just now, you can let me know by hitting that blue button, that blue like, or whatever it is. And if you over here on Facebook, you can just hit that like right below or above this video. And I'm gonna go on to my next question when I see my like score. Thank you, Deborah, for actually commenting on that question inside the group. Deborah is always so helpful, guys. Always. Thank you. Oh, I'm ready to say I'll wait. Okay, guys. So who we have next? Next we have, I hope I don't mess this up. Kamiek Blair. Question is, when just starting out with a limited budget and you need to create your own mock-ups, what fabric panels should you purchase first and how many do you suggest? Now, guys, this actually led me to to create a video. So we're making our list of videos, right? And this actually led me to create a video on this because it was a very good question. So if you guys are just starting out, right? I know I don't want you to get lost in this thought of premium. I got to buy this $800 bundle. I got to buy this $500 kit. I get it. When you're first starting out, you want to build. So you want to think about colors you know you always will need, which is your whites, your blacks, your ivories, right? I always say start with those colors because you're always going to use them almost every time, right? So the next thing would be you can either just do them with those colors, like throw some gold in there, and definitely like your sequin. That's like staple in the draping industry, right? So start with your base. And now that I'm thinking about it, that actually led me to two different ideas because one young lady did a backdrop. I forgot what class it was, but it was dynamic. I don't even think we posted pictures about it because we got so many pictures that we still haven't even had a chance to post yet. But it was like white, gold. Was it ivory in it? I don't know. But I called it the basic starting backdrop, right? It was beautiful. It was gold and silver, black and white. I'm not sure if I had ivory in it. I can't remember. But I thought of that backdrop because I figured that would be the best backdrop for someone like this. Just getting in, not sure what kind of panels to get, not sure what kind of colors to get. This one backdrop give you a variety of fabric and it give you a variety of colors, right? So realistically, if you're just getting in and maybe you're starting with some basic designs, you can still do basic designs with your regular white, your regular black. You can throw some gold in there, right? The whole goal is just start doing something, right? So don't kind of jump out there and like, oh, I need 45 panels on my first backdrop. No, you don't. You first need to perfect the actual techniques, right? And just do that with your basic colors. So start with your white, your black, get some gold. Gold is a very much more popular than silver. So if you got to decide which one to get, I would say always go with gold. People just love gold, right? They love gold. So that's what I would suggest, and just start doing some basic 2 swag designs because they still work in the marketplace. A lot of people still design that same old swag here, like that still work in the marketplace, and it will get you noticed once you work on the actual techniques. If you have the techniques down pat, then you're good. Just get going with the black, white, ivory, gold, and silver. And as far as textures, it depends. If you know how to drape, get a variety of some stiff and some loose. If you don't know how to drape, stick with the stretch for right now. Stick with stretch or spandex or like chiffon, any kind of maintenance-free fabric. That would be the best to use because it's not a lot behind the technique. Next one is Rochelle. First steps to starting the business of decorating, and what things do people not know that they need? Insurance needed, how to set up a contract with a client. And it's a loaded question. So the main thing, guys, when people say the first steps, or when they're looking for the first steps and they're looking for what to do, like step 1, step 2, step 3, the first thing to do is just start, right? Start, but gain clarity on what the heck you doing, because it's so many different things to do in this industry. It's so many different like different kind of clientele, like who you want to work with. That is going to save you the most frustration if you figure out the foundational stuff first. A lot of people jump in, and if they start worrying about the wrong stuff, like I ain't gonna worry about colors and stuff because I don't even know who I want to work with. I don't even know who I want to work with. If I want to do elegant weddings, right, and just luxe weddings, I'm not going to go and grab purples and all these rich colors because 9 times out of 10, they're going to be the same colors I just mentioned. Your white, your black, your ivory, your gold, your silver. Now they will have their other pieces in there, but I'm going to focus on having a hefty amount of that because that is who I'm trying to attract. Now, if I'm trying to attract the theme parties, then I'm going to go with the loud, crazy colors because that is what it's going to attract. So I would say don't build your inventory over what you think is cool or go around here looking at everybody else stuff like, oh, I want some of that. I want some of that. Like, what you want it for? Who are you trying to attract? I am very clear on what I'm trying to do. I know if before I go and get me some more pink, I want to do a quinceañera. Okay, cool. That's what we're going for. Now I know exactly what to get, right? In terms of building, I would say when you're first getting in, don't build as what everybody telling you to get. Build as you need. You know you need a couple of things if you're trying to get in here, trying to get noticed. You know you need equipment. You know you need some kind of fabric. And you should be investing in some kind of education so that you are not doing it the wrong way or doing it like you on the block, like you the new kid on the block. You don't want to look like the new kid on the block. So you got to really think and spend your money wisely, right? When you get in, and don't be like I did. Like I bought all the things, right? And then maybe a year or so later, I sold all the things. And it's still selling all the things. Like that was what I did. It wasn't smart at all. So yeah. And as far as insurance, again, you got to think about your business model. Especially with what we do and the liability, what you guys do, the liability behind it, I definitely would say have insurance. Like definitely have insurance. But I didn't have insurance in the beginning. I didn't. It wasn't in my budget. I didn't have insurance, right? And thankfully, by the grace of God, nothing happened. But I would not recommend anyone to operate, especially when you're talking about equipment and just so many different hazardous things that can happen without having insurance. So definitely, I would suggest have insurance. And how to set up a contract with a client. It's not necessarily how to set up a contract with a client. It's just have a contract, right? And have a solid contract. And you want to have a contract that's buildable, meaning because you're going to go, a lot of people think that this one contract is going to have all the things in it. It's going to have all the right disclaimers. And it's not. Guys, a lot of you guys, before COVID even happened, nobody had no COVID clauses because we didn't even know that was possible. But I bet you, I know I did. I bet you, I can guarantee that after that, everybody was really updating their contracts, right? You got to sit there and realize and take account of what's happening in your business that you don't like. That was how I built my contract, and a very solid contract to say what I was going to do, what I wasn't going to do, and it's a non-negotiable because it's in the contract, right? So I would have it would start with I'm there setting up, and Aunt Sam and cousin Kiki all standing around watching. I said, this can't happen. I didn't know beforehand to have that in my contract until I experienced it and realized I ain't like it. So now I got to protect myself. So I would say it was a couple things. I went back to who I had drafted my contract. It was like, because I knew if I was going to say it was going to sound jacked up. So I just explained to him the situation and was like, now I need you to put it in the right verbiage so that I'm actually protected. So yes, as far as setting up a contract, one thing I can say, I know Latrice, if somebody could, I don't know if y'all could tag her or something like that. I know Latrice, I want to say Butler. I just know Exquisite Designs. I know she has contracts and she sells contracts specific for this industry. And I know a lot of people buy them. And I know a lot of people that have used them and like them. Now, again, even if once you buy other people's contracts or whatever it is, you still can tweak it according to your business, right? So definitely have that in place. And as far as how you want to conduct the contract invoice thing, you need a CRM. That whole process should be automated. It should be automated to where by the time you get back another notification, that's it. It's either y'all in negotiation or they booked you, right? It prevents a whole bunch of going back and forth and adding and deleting. And I can't do all that. I ain't gonna be able to do all that. Okay. Okay, so that was for Rochelle. Latasha says, have you spoken about how you hire and pay employees or how to set your business up to do that? So I'm gonna tell you guys honestly, it just depends, right? Like my employees now, it's not nothing about event setup, right? This is all about managing a business, right? So when it was as far as event setup, guys, my employees was my children. And other family members and all that, right? But when it got to the point where you know how they do your stuff. So I was like, this can't happen. Y'all can't come here and help me set up no more. Y'all can't. So when it did get to the point of me having to actually hire employees, I didn't want to hire employees. I always would just get contractors, right? So I would get contractors off of sites and I would pay them what it suggests, because it would suggest to you what someone in that area get paid, right? So it depends on the scale of the amount of work that I knew needed to be done. So a contractor, I would pay anywhere from $12 to $15. And that's all they were doing was coming, helping set up. And it got to the point where I wouldn't even go back. It would be them going back to strike the event and bringing it back and like doing all that, right? So it just really depends on how you want your business to set up. But contractors can get paid on a wide range. It depends on what they're doing. A contractor for me would, if we're doing a whole party, would be a totally different rate as opposed to someone that's just going to set up a backdrop. So it just really depends on the scale of the work. But definitely hire help. Like, don't be afraid to hire help. I can tell you that was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. And now that's all I'm thinking about. It's like, if I'm sitting around doing something, I'm like, you know what? Nope. Who can I find to do this? Right. Because I want to do what I'm good at. And I don't want to be doing the things that I don't enjoy, even if I'm good at it. But if I don't like it, I don't want to do it. I'm going to pay somebody else to do it. And it just depends. Like if it's a social media manager, a lot of them, when I was first getting social media managers, guys, they was like between maybe $10 to $15. Now, them suckers like 20, because social media is such a big thing now. And I kind of get it. But it just, like I said, look at what the competitive rates are for whatever it is that you're doing. And most of the sites, like some of the sites I use strictly is TaskRabbit. I go to them for everything, right? If I got to hire somebody to take the trash out, I'm going to TaskRabbit. And it'll have that rates on there. And then you just decide if you're comfortable with, if that fits your budget. And if it do, go with it. But it's not something like you got to guess. So anytime I'm looking for stuff, the rates are already there. And for me, it's like, I don't want to do it bad enough to where it's, all right, I'm going to pay the rate. And I know even when I was setting up with events, guys, oh my God, that's not my thing. I ain't got time placing the fork and doing the sashes. I don't enjoy that. A lot of designers, they do. They really enjoy it. I don't. So it was a no-brainer for me to hire somebody else to do that. Let me see. I don't want to miss what you guys are saying. Let me see something. All right, I got those. PK. Okay. Keisha, I got it. See, Keisha. Okay, Keisha says, do you think it's good to list your minimum price to avoid wasting time with people requesting quotes with no budget? Now, I just want to tell you my answer. Y'all tell me your answers in the comments, but I'm going to tell you my answer. I like putting my prices down because I don't like a bunch of riffraff. And for some people will look at it as, well, if I put my prices, I may be talking myself out the deal or like possibly customizing the pack, whatever it is. I get it. But me, I am repelling bargain basement Betty. Like, look, if you ain't here or in this area, don't even hit the button. Don't get my process going. There's no sense in getting on my email list because realistically, even though you may not be thinking of it that way, it's costing you more, right? For people to get on my email list, they already know how much my classes cost. They already know how much my equipment costs. They know how much everything costs. So if you're getting on my list, it means you're interested in what I got. Now, if you don't know, if it's not priced there, now you're going to sit up there, get on my list. My list going to grow. I'm going to have to pay for it, right? Because these are not systems that are free. So I don't want to pay for systems and tools or use my time to just keep Xing out people that's not, that don't meet the minimum. But I ain't gonna be able to do it. But some people, they prefer the other way, and I totally get it. But you got to realize what's more valuable to you. If you have the time to really, try and persuade a person or try and go back and forth with someone to why they should be paying what you're charging, then by all means, if that works, work it, right? But for me, it doesn't work. And even if you were able to get a person that may not have the money, but even if you were able to get them to book you, that's a headache. 9 times out of 10, and this how it happened for me. They turned out to be a headache client because realistically, when they have lower budgets or things like that, they're the nitpickers, right? They're the naysayers. Well, just take out the frame and no, boo. This is it. So it's really about like just how you want to position your business. I'm not scared to say my prices. I'm not, because I know by the time if they go to the next level, it's like, okay, cool. Then now it's a more enjoyable experience, right? Because I'm talking to my Kim. I'm talking to my potential client. Now we can have a real conversation. It's not like pulling teeth, because I know they sitting there like, well, what's the price? I'm gonna tell you what the price is, boo. And don't reach back out until you're interested in taking this thing the next step further. So I hope that answered your question. And the thing with no budget, a lot of people now, I know y'all, because y'all talk about it all. We talk about it all the time. I know y'all get super frustrated with these people that don't have no budget, but baby, they don't. They have an idea of what they want to spend, but especially when it comes to draping, they have no idea how much this thing costs. And with the way people watering it down now with these $400 and $500 backdrops, they never will know, right? So it's like they don't know. I know sometimes I even will be looking for something to hire, right? And I don't know what the budget is. I don't, because I don't know what this thing would normally cost. I just know it's a freaking headache, and I know what I'm willing to spend for it, right? Or I know I need some help, and I know what I'm willing to spend for it. Now, in the Val conversation, like if you tell me your price, and I'm like, oh, all right, even if it's like a little bite, I'm gonna go back to how bad I really want this thing, or do I really want to? And I'm like, okay, cool. If I'm comfortable with it, I'm gonna rock with it, right? So it's just the whole no budget thing. I get it, but some people, they really don't have a clue. They don't know that this party costs it $20,000 or whatever it is, right? So I think putting the prices on the website is a good repellent technique. The repel the people that ain't supposed to, it ain't supposed to be there. Tandling. I would like to hear more about pricing. Sometimes that could be a challenge for new people and veterans as well. Pricing is a challenge, and the reason it's a challenge because people put more thought into it than what it needs to be. When you talk about pricing a service, it's different factors. I kind of talked about it earlier, so it's not really something I can elaborate here because it gets broken down into how much you think you're worth, right? You can take the same exact backdrop. Let's just say let's just say Exhibit A. Exhibit A would be, I don't know, let's just say top tier designer, right? Exhibit B, middle tier designer, right? But let's just say they're the same exact backdrop, look the same, design the same, whatever. Exhibit A can charge more. For one, her reputation is going to grant her more, right? Her level of experience is going to grant her more. Her presentation, her confidence, is going to be a lot of things that go into her price. Whereas with Exhibit B, they can have the same thing. But if she don't have all them elements, they gonna look at her crazy like, girl, how much? You say how much? So many people got to understand the psychographics behind pricing and stop thinking it's a number you slap on your work, because it's not. The only way you can do that is with products. Products is a formula, right? It's just math is math. When it's products, that's the price, or that's depending on what you want your markup to be. But when it's your service, it's different. We can start with like a base, like this is where it should be, going off of the old, the old ancient way of draping, which is going per foot, and it still works for some people, right? But that's not how I price. The same way I price my draping, the same way I price everything else. I package it, right? I package it. This is the package. You want this premium package? Okay, cool. You want this basic package? Okay, cool. I'm not gonna sit there and go line item. Oh, they got 2 sashes. Oh, they got a clock. Oh, they got, well, not a clock, but a frame. Well, it's just, I don't know. I got it down to a science where for me, it's just so easy. And it's the same way I teach now. It's just super easy. And I think when you be able to just grasp the easier way to do it, it just kind of comes second nature. So you can see you will be able to see a backdrop, and you already know if it's where it's going to fall. You already know how much it is, right? I don't care if it got 10 panels or 15 panels. Like let's kind of get out of that monotony of counting everything line item by line item and putting value on it. What's the value of this backdrop, right? I see the oohs in the eyes. So it's like, okay, now I know I'm going to get paid my worth. Now you just got to show up and demand what you're worth. And I'd be like, well, just give me $800. I know I wouldn't give you $800 because you don't sound like you even sure that that's what you want to charge. So, do that make sense though, guys? If that makes sense, I want to see my likes go up. And if that don't make sense, tell me why it don't make sense in the comments. I want to know. But a lot of people who struggle with this pricing thing is if, it's like a thing that we could just tell you, oh, start at $1,000. No, it's a lot. Even though I say that's the basic minimum, $1,000, right? I believe it is when you get the designing at that level. And when you design these backdrops that they're doing in my classes and you be tied as hell as they be, you'll understand why that is the bare minimum, right? Of draping to that magnitude. Okay. Landis. Great fabric pressure help build it. Thank you, Landis. Are we working on some more? One of them, the very next one is the basic backdrop with the white, the gold, the black, the silver. That was so cute, y'all. That was breathtaking. I loved it. So we're working on some more, like actually having them built out and like the high resolution photos so you can actually see the actual whole backdrop. So I'm excited about that. Thanks for the tags, Josephine. Thanks for joining people to the live. I like it. Hey, Carla. And hire the other stuff that you are not good in. Say it again, Sandlin. I'm trying to tell you. I ain't got time to be trying. What sites are you finding the contractors? So when I'm looking for my contractors, right now I use TaskRabbit. But back then, when I was using like for people on site, I would use Thumbtack, right? And Thumbtack for a while was really, really good. Thumbtack was good for me, and it was good for me finding people. Like I got a lot of customers off of Thumbtack, and then I don't know what the heck happened. They stopped coming. They kind of started building the platform to make you like how Facebook is. They build the platform to make you run ads because I wasn't even running ads on Thumbtack, and it was really bringing me in some great clients, right? And then, when I was looking for event staff, I would get it from Thumbtack. I don't know if Thumbtack even still around, but now I strictly go to TaskRabbit. TaskRabbit is if that's my go-to. Add your prices. I have mine posted on my website. They have the option to log off or move forward to the booking. Yeah. Not at all. My time is valuable. Yes. So true. When I talk to clients now, you can tell I know what I'm talking about and I'm not afraid to walk away. Confidence is everything, guys. I'm trying to tell you, when you're able to, one, not only know your worth, but two, be able to pass off that energy and not be an a-hole about it. Like, it's one thing to be confident. It's another thing to just be an a-hole, right? That is not what we're saying here. We're just saying, no, you got to show up in a way that, and manifest it. You got to say your information. This is my client. You just got to know it. When you have that attitude, baby, I'm trying to tell you, it's such a great consultation or whatever. I talk to my prospects like we friends, right? I don't go in there like stuffy Susie. I don't. I go in there because I'm already confident that one, they book. They just need a little more information or whatever it is. I'm here to provide that information. But this is my client. Thank you, Trina. I appreciate you, girl. All right, so I'm gonna go back over here to these last couple of questions, guys. I answered all the ones over here. Okay. Hiring employees, I did that. If someone gives you colors for your backdrop, say white and lavender, do you think it's okay to add accent colors like gold or silver? And then Nisi, and that is Shamika, and Nisi said that's Nisi said yes. You guys tell me what y'all think. I would ask, right? But I would ask because, and I always ask in my consultations anyway, do I have it, like any kind of creative control? Do I have free reign? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. thankfully, I've never had a client that was like, no, this is it. Stick to this. This is what I want. I've never had that. So they kind of always let me just, hey, I know you got it. Just these are the colors, implement these colors. And so it has always worked. But I would never like just go and do creative things without the permission. So once I know I got the permission, baby, it's on then. It is on. So main thing I would ask, and with having permission of creative control, also, is there anything that they don't want to see? Because that was like the worst. That was one of my worst fears. Like I'm doing something thinking it's cute, and they like, what in the heck we got here? Or, I implement an elephant and they like elephants. Nobody like elephant. Like, so, it's just, you definitely want to ask people, is it anything that they don't like? Any colors they don't like? Any elements they don't like, right? Like some people, I had one young lady did not like uplights, right? I don't know why. I didn't even ask why, but she didn't like uplights. And I thought the event needed some uplights, right? But she didn't like them. So that's the client. She the one paying. So, hey, so I'm very thorough in my vetting and my questioning and because it's just, I don't know. Like I said, that's one of my fears of doing something and they like, what? Who told you that? I just try to tell you. So yeah, I definitely say just ask them. Even if you think something would look better or like enhance it, just give them a suggestion and see if they open to it, right? Your goal is to show up as Superwoman. So it's like, that is definitely a recommendation. If you've got any kind of suggestions, and you always should be trying to upsell anyway. So I wouldn't just be, if their colors are white and lavender, I wouldn't just be putting gold and silver in, because that's premium. That's adding value, right? I'm quite sure that gold and silver will be sequin. That would change the price of the backdrop. So kind of keep those in mind. You always want to be looking for opportunities to upsell. And that's how you're going to come through your suggestions. You're not going to be selling like, hey, I think you need to add these uplights and we got them for $50 a piece. No, just give them give them suggestions that will enhance their event, right? And then you definitely want it to be things that you have in your inventory, because that's going to open up opportunity to make more money. So I hope that answers. Diane asks, I would like to know what grants to go after for our industry. So I haven't seen any industry related grants, simply because honestly, I wasn't looking for none. The grants that I'm looking for, everything would benefit my nonprofit, right? But I know specifically the different grants for women-owned businesses are great. Industry related or not, right? They're great. So I would suggest if grants is kind of one thing you're going after, definitely always look for the SBA. SBA got so many resources, it's ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. But another one would be like Hello Alice. I know Hello Alice has a full, extensive, robust everything for when you're trying to get any kind of funding. So that's a great place to go and just kind of read through them, because that's kind of like where I'm at now. Even though my attorney is the one that do the grant writing and do all the work, I want to understand it. So it's like lately I've been spending a lot of time on that website. Actually, it's ironic that you asked that, but I've just been learning a lot about the grant writing process and what the requirements are and all that good stuff. So I definitely would say check out SBA, check out Hello Alice, and just kind of see what's out there. I see tons of small, like small women and minority grants that's available. Haven't really read through like all of them because they have different requirements, but some of them require you to have employees and some of them don't. It's different, but it's definitely something you should be looking into, because it's so much funding available out there for these businesses. And when I was in business, baby, I know she was pulling the coins out every pocket she had, baby. I ain't really cared though, because if I pulled out one, I had to put two on back. So it was cool. Yes, thank you. The SBA. And the other one, let me see if I can put this in here. HelloAlice.com. I don't know why I did all caps. I didn't mean to do that, y'all. So those of you that's looking for grants, that's a good place to start. We only got a couple more, guys. Where do you start with the business? How do you price stuff out? How do you price add-ons? For example, a client wants a 10 by 10 backdrop, but wants to add a chandelier or frames. So, Miss Leah, something like that is, I actually built a software that is the software, the pricing software is already in there, right? Like I think at that time we was charging maybe like $75 for a frame. And the chandeliers is based on the kind of chandelier you have. Now, if it's like a 6-arm, this is a 6-arm crystal chandelier, then 9 times 10, I probably would charge $120, $125 because the chandelier going to add so much value to the backdrop. It's going to take it to a whole nother game. But then we have other chandeliers. So it just depends because we have bigger ones, more heavy ones. And the thing you want to be mindful of, it's a higher liability if you're not packaging it. This stuff is heavy. This is a crystal chandeliers, right? So normally I would take the cost of the item. I used to divide it by 3. I don't do that no more. I'll either half it, like the half of what I paid for it, and charge that. Or realistically, I'm gonna charge what I want. Because it just depends on how it ends up looking. Like I told you guys, some of these designs that are super simple, but you could do something as simple as add crystal chandeliers and have it. I mean, the level of exquisiteness that it gives is like ridiculous, and you can easily add another $300 to your backdrop just because of the value it's providing. Right? It doesn't. Nothing says basic about that at all. But that's not a line item that because that's a service. That's not, you're not renting out the product. You're not selling the product, right? You're using it and you're designing it, which is tied to a service. So it's a little different. And as far as starting with the business, Leah, just start. At the end of the day, you're not going to have all the answers today. You're not. It's going to have to develop and evolve over time. The easiest way to kind of do that is to connect with people that's doing what you're doing, right? And not just in the planning industry or the designing industry, but they're designing the kind of events that you want to design, right? You got to get connected to people that inspire you. And I don't mean just stay behind screens and be like, oh my God, that looks so good. Slide in their DMs. Ask some people really still allow people to come in shadow. I know a lot of, it's like too many people don't do it like they used to, but like, you got to really get so amped up about this thing because it's a lot involved and it's so overwhelming and it's so frustrating. Before you know it, you didn't talk yourself out of doing any goddamn thing. You didn't talk yourself out. You're like, oh no, that's too much. At least that's me anyway. I don't know. I'm speaking for me. I will talk myself out of something. I'm like, you know what? It's too much. But now being able to connect with people that's doing it and actually getting some insight or just buying into the programs or the things I don't know. I'm like, all right, I don't really want to kick this money out, but that's the only way I'm gonna get to that level. So it's just do it, just starting, right? And you never know, you might start and develop that you don't like what you're doing, and you might get in and do balloons, and then realize, you know what, I like this industry, but I don't like balloons. Let me go over here to this draping game. So many people, I'm trying to tell you, has came over to this side, the draping side, that did full decor, or they did all the things, or they did planning and designing. And I'm like, pick one. Pick one. So the main thing is just starting and connecting with the right people, right? Connecting with the connection is going to be everything, really. We only got 3 more. Suzanne asks, what happened to my music? YouTube. See what I'm saying? Don't y'all worry. I'm ready to hire me a DJ. Psych, I'm playing. I'm playing. But they surely did cut my song off. Oh, no wonder I hit the wrong button. Okay. Suzanne asks, what to do when things go wrong? Girl, run. Psych, I'm playing. Guys, when things go wrong, you got to face it. You got to face it, right? And only thing you can do is analyze and create a plan, right? When things go wrong, well, it really depends on what you mean. Like, you talking about go wrong, like Drake's caught on fire at the event, or you talking about go wrong, like maybe you didn't get paid all your money from a client, like, because things go wrong, like real wrong a lot. But you have to have a way to measure things and really some kind of plan to how to prevent this from happening again. Like, even like earlier when I was telling you guys, your contracts will be built according to things going wrong, right? You're going to be adding new disclaimers, or you're going to be changing up some things and tweaking some things because you're going to have to go through the experience. Now, I could sit here and tell you all the things that I went through in my business that were wrong or that blew up or whatever the case may be. And that's still not going to prepare you for what's going to go wrong in yours. Because whatever your wrong is, it's still coming, all right? Because it's yours. But you got to go through a lot of things. You're going to have to actually go through it and then be like, I wish y'all could see my board. My board starts from that end of the wall. It's the whole wall. It's the whole wall. And one area is nothing but, like, it's not even, it's just white space because I got to be able to scribble. And when things go wrong, I have to put it in that white space to help me create a plan. Like, how can this not happen again? Where did we go wrong? What did we do wrong? What support needs to be put in place to prevent this from happening again? And that's realistically, that's how businesses are. Like, there is no business in the box. I know they be trying to sell business in the box, but there is no business in the box that's going to prevent you from failures. It's going to prevent you from stuff breaking, bad situations with clients. Like, it's not. So the inevitable will happen, but you just have to be and have the resilience to know that ain't the end of the world. It ain't the end of the world. I'm just trying to tell you. So things will go wrong. Just the only thing you can do is know that things will go wrong, right? But hey, that's life. That's life. Get up, dust your shoulders off, get back at it. Get back at it. Caller says content planning, draping, material, backdrop zones. Now, content planning is funny because I actually was going to do a training on that this month, but I didn't. And it's weird because I asked you guys the other day, and so many of y'all said y'all don't have a content plan. Like, what? And it's I'm like, you gotta have. Oh, no, you ain't got to, because you ain't got to do nothing. But I highly recommend having a content plan, because it's going to be times when you're going to run out of content. It's going to be times when it's just going to be times and you're not going to have anything to say. And so you don't want that to be a period of you ain't show up, because then when you come back, they're like, who you? Who are you? You went ghost, right? So like, content plans really help you prevent those kind of things from happening. Even when life happens, because life happens, even when life happens, if you have a content plan, you still are on track to know if you got to go live. All right, I know what I'm talking about. Or if you have already set up your email sequences, your social media posts, whatever, it's going out, right? I have moments often, especially in Q4. I have moments. I'm having one right now when I just need a break. I need to just be me and not be pushing a pen or looking in my calendar what I got to do at 2, what I got to do at 3, guys, I take my moments. I'm on a what y'all call it, a sabbatical. I'm on one right now. Like, I have worked my tail off this entire year. I have neglected my home, and I said, no, I'm going to have my home and design it how I want before 2023, while I have the time. But in the meantime, I'm still putting out content. Why? Because this was scheduled 6 months ago. It was already in there, scheduled to go out 6 months ago. So sometimes I'm like, what they talking about? And I'm like, oh, I forgot. Well, this is what we plan to talk about. So guys, you need a content plan. If you guys need help with a content plan, because it's not as difficult as you think it is, it's really simple. My content plan is really organizing, but it's so simple. It's like just following the themes, right? I only talk about 3 major things, even whether it's draping or whether it's coaching. My pillars of conversation is always the same. So I'll map out my themes, and then I'll map out how much content I need for that month. And then most of my content writing days is on Sundays. Because that's when I just like to relax and do nothing. So I'm like, if I could relax and do nothing while I'm in the bed or whatever, I could sit up here and bang out 4 emails. I can, right? So it's like, you definitely need to create a content plan. If you don't have a content plan, I want y'all to put a 1 in the comments, because y'all need some help. That's all I'm gonna tell you. And it's not that hard. You just need a framework, right? If you just need a framework, put a 1 in the comments. I may have something for you, because a lot of you guys on that post in the group the other day said that y'all don't have a content plan. Y'all need one. But I was on sabbatical, so I really I'm playing, y'all. I'm not on sabbatical. I'm just saying I'm on a break. I am on a mental break, right? I'm just really not spending a lot of time on social. But guess what? Y'all see me though, right? Y'all see me on all of my pages. Y'all see me on my fashion boutique page. Y'all see me on my coaching page. Y'all see me on the draping page. But that ain't me. It ain't like me posting reels every day. Like, it's not me, right? It's like that was already scheduled a long time ago, a long time ago. And now it's just, it's just going. So, but that's giving me my time. That's giving me my free time to just walk around and do whatever I want to do. So, definitely, Tammy say one help. Y'all really? Oh my God. All right, I think I'm gonna do a training. Well, I have my normal training for December. You guys will be seeing that coming up. I do a goal planning session every December, right? And that's a really extensive training. So guys, definitely, I hope you guys are in the group or on my email list, so you can have access to those trainings, because in December I'm doing a goal setting training, a goal planning training. And also I may be doing this content one, because I normally do that every year also. But like I said, this was my month to do that. So like tomorrow in the membership, the guys that's in the membership, that is where we are mapping out our content, and right now our content. So definitely you should consider being in the membership if you know you need help with your content plan. What did you win? Jennifer says, I'm writing you the pipe and drape, how to do the pipe and drape and setting it up and setting up the business. Well, Jennifer, if you got to make a decision on if draping is going to be your primary service, right? So if you're talking about just a draping business, then I definitely would, one, invest in some kind of equipment. Two, I would set up the business, like get some kind of business name. Also, a website, like I was talking about earlier, and get your socials, grabbing your socials. But if you're talking about like really setting up the business, that's like an extensive, you probably should grab I don't know if it's on this thing, my 28-point business checklist. That tells you, as far as setting up a business, and in that order, what you should be doing. Everything from virtual address, everything, right? Everything. Do it at your own pace, but that's totally free. I don't know if it's in this link, this Linktree link, but that is a great guide for getting started with setting up a business the legal way. Also talks about how to find your potential clients, right? Like how to actually, you don't want to just be throwing rocks in the water, like hoping it just land, right? No, like I'm throwing my rock to Kim, and I'm like, whoo, and I'm hoping to hit Kim in the head. I want to really target where I'm sending my stuff. So that's important. Best place to purchase pipe and drape with good quality and best prices. Tia, go. No, you got to be new. You must be new. There's a question in the group. So the best place to purchase pipe and drape with good quality and best prices is the Posh Academy, baby. www.learnpremiumdraping.com. All the Posh kits possible. There's a brown logo right there for you. I'm trying to tell you. And then she also asks how to determine how much is needed per square foot of an event space. Then she also wants to know about business credit, how to establish it the right way, and pricing. Girl, that's a lot. I thought the question said, drop your question below. Psych, Tia, I'm playing. As far as per square foot, it depends on what kind of fabric you're using. Like I said, if you're using like the thin maintenance-free fabric, which would be your stretches and things like that, then just do one per foot, or you can get away with. I wouldn't do one per 2 feet. I wouldn't do one no wider than 1.5 feet, right? Because I don't want them empty spaces in my drapes. And I see that in a lot of people drapes that's doing this perimeter drape. And I'll be looking. That's just me. I don't know. I don't know. And I'd be like, they fluff it out all the way. So I would say one, no more than every 1.5 feet. Every 1.5 feet, have a drape every time, right? So that'll tell you exactly how many drapes you need once you calculate your square footage. And then as far as business credit, how to establish it the right way. That's I'm trying to think, did we have our, we didn't have that in the group yet, but I have up here. I have I'm looking at my board, y'all. I have my list of collabs. I have Miss Jasmine, that is the credit expert she'll be doing trainings in the credit department, but it's a whole like tiered and level thing, right? Like I had it, but it's inside my membership, like exactly who to go after, how to open up the trade lines, what to do, all that good stuff. It is a process, guys. It is. A lot of people just think it's like this thing that you could just run and do. It's like a 7. It's a lot. It tells you everything you need to do so you can be actually approved, right? And I'm glad I started off with business credit when I did. And I was just really starting with I just knew that was something you're supposed to do. I didn't know like the right way to do it. But luckily, I was very thorough and did all the things right. So I never had a problem with approvals. Once I started though, because I didn't start in the very beginning, I was using my own money. So like again, if you're interested, I'm not a credit expert. I just know I got good credit. I know how to pay my bills. But definitely if that's something you would be looking for like actual information from, one person I know that is a credit expert, her name is Jasmine. And I think she's in my group. I'm not too sure, but I'm gonna put a plug in the group because I think she is in there. I believe so. And that was my last question. That was the last question from the group. Carla, what that mean? Guys, this was like just a pop-up, so I didn't come prepared with like no links or anything like that. But one thing I definitely can tell you is that it's not in here, Kim. I'm looking, I thought I would have had it, my 28-point checklist. Nope, it's not in here. But one thing I can say and will say, as far as the membership, like these are the things that we are covering in the right now. It is the content plan. And we meet Thursdays. We meet again tomorrow. So those that know you need your content, you said you need help with content, this is the time to get in because this is what we're covering. This is what we're training on. Anything else like the 28-point checklist, I don't have that link on here. But what you can do is if you're looking to book a discovery call, definitely get on my calendar. You could grab one of those Tuesday slots because that's the only day I do coaching calls. Grab a Tuesday slot and get like eyeballs on your business, be able to ask direct questions and get an actual some kind of strategy, or I may have something directly that will help you actually get through this thing so that you position better in 2023. It's some things coming up, and like I said, some trainings that's going to be in December. These are free trainings. And the whole goal is really to just get you not only excited, right, about the next level. Y'all know I don't really say the next year because I don't look at it as being, for me, it's just another phase. So in order for you to get to that next phase, y'all know what some things y'all need to do. Y'all know that, right? So definitely you're going to want to come to the goal planning session, and you're going to get the information about that very soon. I think it's December y'all know I'm blind. I think it's a 27th. So you guys will get that in the email though. Definitely you will want to show up because it's going to help you determine what the next thing is that you need to be working on so you can stop having the same question or dealing with the same thing you've been struggling with, right? So that's going to be super exciting. Like I said, that's December. You'll get information about that. We are working on our first conference for January. I'm super excited about that. And some other things happening in January. Like you guys been asking about these draping classes. You will be getting information about that. I had to make sure it wasn't a conflict for the conference. And now that we have wrapped up a lot of those things dealing with the conference, we can move forward with the draping classes. And the only other thing is the live class. Now, as of right now, there is no live like virtual class. There is none. But so many of you guys have asked for the past, I would say probably about 2 weeks. That is up on my board. That's up in my little white area, seeing if we could, how we can get that going. So I want to thank you guys for your questions because of these questions you guys gave me things to discuss tonight. I appreciate that. We won't have any set topics for like Posh Late Night Biz until December. So like next week. Oh, guys, I forgot to tell y'all. I'll tell y'all. I'm gonna tell you guys in the group. But next week is my anniversary, y'all. Next week is my anniversary, my 6-year anniversary for my business. It's 11/23. It's 11/23 next year. That's a heck of a number. It's 11/23. So for Posh Late Night Biz next week, I think I'm gonna have a virtual party and Kim's gonna throw it. It's like I don't know. But it just kind of came, we just started talking about it today. Like, what can we do for my anniversary? I don't know. I didn't even never celebrate like business anniversary. I think I saw somebody else having one. I was like, I want one. So I don't know, guys. You'll hear me talking about it in the group though. And then I'll come over here and share it with you guys on YouTube. But if you're not in my group, That's where you need to be. That's the main place you need to be, is in my Facebook group. So again, hit that link that's on this screen, and whatever tab say join my group, you want to hit that button so that you're over in the Posh Academy's draping, the draping community over on Facebook. So that's all I have, guys, for tonight. I will see you guys next week, and that's gonna be my anniversary night. So more than likely we're gonna have a party. So bring your cocktail, bring your favorite drink. I don't know. We'll figure out what we're gonna do. And that's all I got. I love you, love you, love you. As always, have a productive week, and I look forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday. Bye, guys.